Hello my crafty friends, Corrine here from Corrine's Crafts. I hope you are well and thank you for joining me for yet another tutorial. I hope you're going to like this. It is so pretty. Now anybody that's been following me for a while knows my ethos is let's craft with what we've already got in our craft rooms. We don't need to be buying lots and lots more stash. Yes, there are things that we need to buy, our papers and our glues, we need to replace those. But your tools, your stamps, your dies, you will have lots of them. So I'm going to show you here. I make a lot of tools myself. So on this beautiful card, isn't that absolutely stunning? The mask is made from a ripped piece of Kraft card, and I've used a Sizzix Thinlet to die on here. I've used some really old rare earth stamps on there, they really are, and a few little Julie Hickey ones, but everything is use what I've got. The gems, I didn't have the colour that I wanted, so I've coloured them myself. I'll show you all in the video, so let's have a look. So the purpose of this card is just really to have a little bit of fun, to enjoy getting together a few different craft products that I've got in my craft stash that you might have in. I'm using lots of different brands, lots of different techniques, and bringing them all together and just seeing what we create. So first of all, I've got a piece of stamping card, just regular stamping card or multi-purpose card, and it's 5¼ inches square. So we're going to use that, and I'm going to use this. I've got quite a nice mix of colours. I've got pale fig, pink tulip, frosty jade, and grasshopper, and I want to put them onto my card, but I want to do them in quite a controlled way. So I thought I'd bring in a stamping mat, just like that. Let's put the inks on here so you can still see them. Put those there, just make sure. And then I got a piece of Kraft card. So this was my Kraft card. You can see that doesn't tear. I didn't want the two edges of the tear to match, so I tore out one piece, and then I tore out another so that I've got this edge. I'm going to use that side just because I like it. And all I'm going to do, and I am going to move these, is I'm going to pop this onto my card as a mask. Now it's regular Kraft card, so I thought the easiest way to do it is to get a little bit of a dotted tape pen, tiniest little bit, and I'm just going to, where do I want that? About there. There's no exact science with this. So it's definitely going to be over to the right. And then I'm going to do the same on this side, a little bit of dotted tape pen. And then I'm going to create a border like that. And what I love about this is because these two don't match, look, it's not a perfect track. Do you see what I mean? The lines aren't parallel. If I'd have gone in with, get it the right way round. If I'd have gone in with that one, you see, if I'd have gone in with this one here, you can see where that dips in, this dips out. I didn't want that. So by tearing out that extra piece, I've got this. So why do I want that? About like that, because I'm going to extend. I just want to check. Actually, I'm going to take that over just a fraction. There. This won't be the finished width. So this will probably take the longest bit. So there we go. Put those on there. Oops. And that little bit of dotted tape pen, I'm going to take a little bit closer to the edge actually. And it'll just come off at the end when I've finished. It won't damage it. Put that there, like that. There we go. So that's created a sort of mask. And I just went and had a look in my stamps. And I found, gosh, these are old ones. I found this textured background one, which is a really old rare earth one. And I also found this one, this set, which is Julie Hickey's Fresh Florals, and I'm actually going to be using some of the dots on here, so we shall see where we go from here. So the first one I found is from here. I found this texture background, so you could mix and match them together, and I want to create it nice and loosey, so I'm going to pop that onto there. Then I'm going to get my pale fig and I'm just going to go all over. Now this is all, it starts off quite subtle, but it'll build up in a minute. So all I'm going to do is stamp through that mask. And again, I'm just using my rocker block. You could use a stamping platform. It's entirely up to you. But I'm just doing roughly, sorry if my head gets in the way. I'm just trying to roughly line it up. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can see it didn't actually catch there, but that's not a problem, because this is the whole point of this. It could be that I didn't put the right enough ink on. And then finally, just down there. So you can see I've just got a little bit of background started onto there. And then I thought we'd have a go with some of the pink. So I just thought I'd find one of, let's take that one off. Let's find one of the splats that I like. Can be any one. There we go, you can see just another splat. And I'm actually just going to stamp, I don't know whether I clean that off. That might have been the one I did green on last time. I'm not sure whether it's just the stamps a bit. Yeah, it's coming out pink now. So this is quite a quick way. Ink onto there. Ink onto there. Ink on. Oops. Ink off. Ink on. Ink off. Actually, I'll need to start turning it around. I don't want it the same direction. And we're doing it complete ones, partial ones, you know, however you want. Let's see if I can find a smaller one now. Let's see if I've got a bit of a different shape. Oh, this one's nice because it's a little one. I'm going to stick with the pink and just fill in a couple of gappy bits. There we go. Once I've done that, it's ever so quick to bring together. I'm going to come in with the grasshopper, which I really like. And I might actually just... No, I don't think I will. I won't. I don't know. Let's have a look. So we're going to do that. So I've just put another one on. And we're going to go in with the green. And this time we're going to go right. We're going to use this one to sort of frame this. And we're going to come in different directions. Doesn't matter if some of them overlap, because if it was genuine paint splats, you know, they would. And I love this. And I actually created some paint splats when I did a signature collection years ago, because I love doing splatty bits. And we're going to do a few splatty bits. But you know what? You've got no control when you do proper splats. So I like having... these paint splat stamps, because it really gives me the control I want. So you can see, actually I need something in there, so let's actually go back in with that little one and go in there. There we go. Let's just do that little one down there. Let's do a little one down. If your green's a little bit strong, the easiest thing you can do is just do a second generation. So when I say second generation, I stamp once on there, I stamp once on scrap, and then I stamp on there, so I get a much paler effect. So that should do. So ooh, what was I going to do? I know what I was going to do with the spar blue. So now I'm going to take this off. So you can see I've got a really lovely controlled border all the way down. Now that could be achieved by putting a strip of rice paper on, a strip of pattern paper. It's entirely up to you. Now, do you remember I mentioned my Julie Hickey stamps, fresh florals, and there was these little hand-drawn dots. I put 3 of them onto my piece of my rocker block. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the Frosty Jade, which is a really nice colour, and then I'm just going to come sort of off that border. Again, making sure you're twisting and turning as you go. Otherwise it will look a little bit regimented. Let's go, turn it right round. So I'm coming right off, so we're sort of breaking up that border like that. Look, but don't worry, we're going to do a bit more in a minute to break up the border. So you've just got the intensity down the middle, and then we've got a bit less intense around the edge. There we go. And then like that. Can you see? Looking, love. I might just do another one there. Go. Let's go round with it that way round. There we go. There we are. I like that. Okay, so we're not quite finished there. So now, after doing all that masking, we're going to sort of undo a lot of that masking. I'm going to bring in my really sophisticated paint station. So if any of you have never seen this before, it's just a plastic storage box. I change the kitchen roll every now and again, but it's dry so it doesn't hurt. I just put my card in there, and that means when I start doing my splats, which we're going to do now, it controls the paint. Otherwise I get it everywhere. Just a piece of plastic, just a non-stick sheet, and onto there I'm just going to put some of my pink. So put that on there. Now, I could pick that up with a paintbrush, a wet paintbrush, but I'm not going to today. What I am going to do is use a sparkle pen. Now, this one's a Crafter's Companion one. You've got Wink Stella or any of those types you can use. So what you've got, this is full of a water-based solution with a little bit of mica in. And all I'm going to do is put a squeeze on there. I hope you can see that that's coming on there. And that means that then when I start to pick up this, As long as I don't suck it back up, it won't contaminate my pen at all. You can pick that up, and then all I do is I tap on there to get some splats. But this is what I was saying about before, is once you start splatting, you've got no control. Look, you can see they're going absolutely everywhere. The other way to do it is to do it that way. So I've done the pink. I'm only doing a few. Mop that up with a piece of paper if you've got a bit more time, unlike I had just then. And then I'm going to just do the same with the pale fig. Put up a little squidge of sparkle. Pick it up. And then we can pop that on there. Just softens that a little bit more, but it's ever so pale. So yeah, that's exactly what I want. And like I say, if you've got a piece of watercolour card, just mop up that, and that's your start of your next background. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so let's get those out of the way. Oh, look at the sparkle. Can you see? Can you see how that is just shimmering? And look at that. Oh, I'm really happy with that. So let's put this onto my card base so that you can see where we're going with this. So my card base, I thought I'd pick up the green. I'm very keen very often to do pink, but I thought today we'd do green. So here is my card base, 6-inch pre-bought card base, and I've cut to 5 3/4, I think it is, of my green. And I just took out the centre with my paper trimmer so that I can use that again. And I can pop this onto my card. Just bear with me and we'll pop that on. A little bit of tacky glue or any glue. You can be using a tape or a tape pen or however you want to do it. And that's going to go on there. There we go. I love sometimes just seeing where it's going to go, but you know, not every card has to be a really long-winded, complicated card. And onto there, I'm going to pop 5.5-inch square of white. It's exactly the same white as I've used for the top. In fact, it came from the same sheet of A4 because I was able to get these two pieces out. And again, for anybody who's not seen, this tool that I'm about to show you is actually a stamping pressure tool. It's designed for if you need a little bit of help to get a really good impression with your stamps. You could, you know, you push it all over and it just helps to get the pressure. I use it a lot. If you watch my videos, you'll see to spread the glue. As I'm doing that, it's spreading the glue all over. I will put a link down in the description, down at the bottom for this. And a lot of people have bought these after watching, and it really does help to spread out your glue and stop you getting lumps and bumps. Now, I'm going to put this onto here. Now, the easiest way would be to put it on flat, but I think I need a little bit of a lift. So I've got my Sticks to foam tape. Love this. Got a new roll ready. This is a nearly used roll, and it looks quite big. But I've got a new roll just come over Christmas. I'm really excited that it's not going to run out. Now this is only 1.6mm wide, which is absolutely perfect, or high, because it's just going to lift very subtly. It's not going to lift too much. It's not going to, you know, give a lot of dimension, but it's just going to give that little bit of height. So just put these on here like this. This is running up and down my card, which is how I like to do it. Now, I don't think I've ever done that before. Look at that. I randomly pulled off a piece of tape and it's fitted 5 strips exactly. I wish I could be that accurate all the time, but I can't. Just might need to put the lid on my pen. There we go. And then we're going to take the back off. Now, the great thing about this Sticks to tape is look at how easily the backing comes off. Now, a lot of people struggle, but if you've got a poker tool, it comes straight off. Now, the other thing I'm going to do, I've just said how great this Sticks to foam tape is, and you might say, well, why are you putting glue on? I'm not putting glue on to extend the longevity of it, although it could. I don't know, because I've never used it long enough that it could dry out. It's never dried out on me yet. What I'm doing this for is because it's very adhesive. Is this tape? It's brilliant, and if I touch the card base, it will stick, and I want to know that I've got time to move it around. Like that, you see that isn't quite in the right place, and because it's got the wet glue on, it gives me what we call the wiggle room or wiggle time, so I can move it around if it's not in the right place. Once I know it's in the right place, I'm just going to add a little bit of pressure, and there we go. Look at that. I'm loving that because it just adds shadow and dimension. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to pick up this Sizzix Thinlits die set, and it's a butterfly set. Now these two are a pair, which I really love. The others are individuals. Those are detailed ones. That's like a shadow one, but these two should I say, is a pair, and I've cut it out of that green, and I'm going to pop those together. So I'm actually going to pop this one on. Ooh, how am I going to pop this on? I've got this sticks to really fine one. I'm just going to get a little piece of that, and I'm going to pop it down the center of there, just down the body of my butterfly, just like that. And I'm going to pop this on with just the tiniest little bit of shaping. I don't like straight, because when you put things on straight, they have to be exactly straight or they look. Do you know what I should do? Take the backing off my foam tape. That would really help, Corrine. Absolutely. Dear me, why did I do that? Try to stick it on without taking the backing off. It's because I was too busy talking. No, as I was saying, if you put something on straight, it needs to be really straight. Like my board, my mats and layers. Or otherwise it looks, in my opinion, really awful. If you put something at an angle, it gets, you can get away with it. And I say that as well with sometimes when you're doing mats and layers. If you struggle with your mats and layers, then don't try and do straight ones. Do purposely enhance the dimension and the shape, and it'll be much better. And you can get away with a lot more. So let's take the back off this one. Oh, there we go. But before I put this down, what I want to do is I'm going to just get my pokey tool, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a shape. We don't want to go totally flat, so we can shape. I'm going to shape that down, and then I'm going to bend that up, and I'm going to pop that on there. Now, I showed you on a recent video how, I've forgotten something. That's really good that I've put wet glue on. So I'm going to lift that up, which I can do because it had wet glue on. There you go. I'm going to put that there so you can see. Actually, I've got a little bit of sisal here, and it really is just a little bit. There isn't too much because somehow it's walked. Have you ever seen this sisal, this string? And you really do need only the smallest amount. This possibly is a little bit too small. Oh no, actually, probably not. And I'm just going to pop this on. So sisal is just like a natural fibre, but this one's been coloured, and this is a green one, and I'm just going to pop it onto that base first. There we go. And actually, having put that butterfly on by mistake, it's giving me a little bit of adhesive. What I was going to do, it was use my hot glue gun to add a little bit of glue on there. I'm only putting the tiniest bit. That'll hold it a bit better. So I can now run that one through. Let's run that one through. And then I'm going to bring this back in. Oh, that looks so much better. That just breaks that up. I just forgot it was at the side of me. Oh, I love that so much more. There's not much. You could go quite heavy. Now, the other thing is, that looks really pretty. But if you watch my card from Thursday, when it all went wrong and I had to reassess it, you remember I put some vellum in, and I've actually just a little piece, an offcut from doing that sheet of vellum is here. So I've actually just cut the top butterfly out with the same vellum. So let me just shape that in the same way. Then I'm going to get my precision glue gun, just because I can control the glue a little bit more, and I'm going to run the tiniest bit just down there. That's all it's going to need, and I'm just going to pop that on there. Now that glue will go clear as it dries, you'd have to trust me, but for me that really makes a difference, because I'm just making sure those are lined up. That is going to just soften that green up ever so slightly. Now, the other thing I have done is I have just got a pre-printed sentiment, and I have just I cut it out with my trimmer, and I've rounded the edges with edger tool, a rounding edger tool. What do you call it? A corner edger, punch. One of these punches. So you put it in and it just cuts it on corners, and that's all I've done there. And actually, let's get the tape back that I've used before. Let's use this one. You can see sometimes I'm thinking as I go. And let's go a piece of that there, just on like that, and then that. There we go. And then we can take the back off. Doesn't take much, it doesn't need to be too high, and then we can put that like that. Now that's nearly finished, and the other thing I have done is, I love doing this, I'm a proper coordinating girl. I really, you know, my clothes, when I'm wearing clothes, things have to coordinate, and I was thinking I didn't have the right coordinating gems. Actually, I think I'm going back to this one. I've just been colouring some cream gems with a pen, and all you do is you get your brush pen and you just with your alcohol pens, and you just colour over them like this. Look, leave it to dry, and then you've got gems to match the colour of your project. So I was thinking I like these ones, but actually these ones, look, oh, that's a jumping one, are a better match to my cardstock. So I'm going to pop one down there, and then another one, and then a third. And the great thing is, if your glue does slightly show, it's not going to now. Look at that, isn't that a brilliant match? So if I turn these around, that is this green, and I'm just going to pop a couple of these on to my cards. Now I always like to put gems on in 1s, 3s and 5s. So I put 3 on there. I think I need another couple, so I'm going to pop 5 on. It'll always be 1s, 3s or 5s. There we go. And that is it. So it's just about a controlled bit of stamping, a little bit of inking, and then bringing all those colours. So the sisal matches the colour of some of those greens, the other green, the gems matches the papers. I absolutely love that. Really, really simple. I don't think I could call it a clean and simple, but it's simple. And really, really easy to put together. Oh, look, there's a bit of glue string there. There we go. I hope you like that. That was nice and quick. I've had fun putting that together. And there you go. And I'll leave it there for you for now. So, yes, I hope you enjoyed that. And I will be bringing you something else. I never know what I'm going to be recording next until I actually get into my craft room. So I can't even give you a tease of what might be coming next. But you'll just have to wait and see and tune in on the next one. I always try to post Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays and Sundays, apart from at the end of the month when I don't do on a Sunday, because I do a bonus colour challenge on the first Monday of the month. So all the details for everything that I've used will be down in the description. A link to a previous project or playlist will be on the left, and then also a link to my subscribe button will be on my right. And thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed, liked or commented recently. I really do appreciate every single one of you. So until next time, my friends, you take care, enjoy your crafting. I'm loving my crafting at the moment. I'm having so much fun, and I hope you are too. So until then, you take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.